Right then, moving into aeration. I know we've just had a good question in on aeration. Let's see if this gets covered while I'm here. The general principle of aeration here
So you can
is
see
that when you have
there we've used a
compacted
cane and
soils,
it's
whether that's
literally
from
taken us,
a
that's
lot
just a
of
quick law,
rain,
that
whether
was
that's from
literally
foot
5
traffic,
minutes. The benefit
whatever
of
it
the
might be,
vertical one is I
but
don't
you
have
get
to
a
take it
really
so
dense
deep,
soil
and I have to fill
profile,
up
and
to
the
like
roots
spring across
struggle
the
to
top. And you
penetrate
can
that
see
dense
my lawn
soil.
was looking
Remember,
great
roots
an
grow
hour
in the
ago.
gap
Now look at
between
it
the
covered in
soil,
thatch.
not
But don't
the
worry, because
soil
look at
itself.
all the
So it's
stuff. You can see all the
important that we introduce
straw-coloured stuff.
air and
Yes, there's a bit of
fissures
green in there,
and
don't worry
room
about
for
that.
the
But all
roots
the
to move.
straw-coloured, I can see
So what
some
we
of the
do is we
root
come
systems
along
that
and
come
we
up.
end
Some
up
of this, some
punching
of this
these
annual meadow
holes.
grass, really thick woody
And
stems.
these
You don't
holes
want
go
that in your
straight through
lawn.
the
Well,
thatch
not
layer
end of the
down into
world,
the
but I don't want it
soil,
in my
and
lawn,
they
so
allow
that's all come
oxygen to
up.
get down, so we
So
don't get
you can
that
just see
anaerobic
how
reaction
much has come
occurring
up.
with the
Once I've
soil
cleared all this
microbes. So
thatch,
we let
again,
hydrogen
it'll look fairly green
sulfide
again,
gas
so don't
out.
panic
It
at this
allows the
stage.
water
So
to
Dan's out with the
penetrate
Gardena
deeper,
spreader,
and then it allows the
and I'm here with the
nutrients to get
traditional
down
rake.
into the
Already,
soil as
I
well.
feel
Now
like
that would be true. That
I
would be
picked
the
the
same
worst
for
option.
hollow tine
But
or
traditionally,
solid
you would just
tine.
rake it
Now,
up. I
just to
like to
explain
rake into
hollow and
little
solid tine. Hollow
windrows,
tine basically
come
takes a
in like this
plug
way,
out of
then
the
I'd come
lawn and
back
leaves it on the lawn
and rake
surface.
this way,
Solid tine is basically like a
and
garden
then I get a
fork
nice
which
little
goes in.
windrow, and then I can come back and collect it. But
So what you'll end up with at the end
I feel like I'm not
is
even going to
root
bother,
systems which are
actually.
much deeper
I didn't
than they
think
appear
that
to
that
start with,
Gardena rake
that
was
are
going to
much
work particularly
denser,
well.
and with swords which are much
But I must
thicker
say,
and have much more vigour.
I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm going to give up.
Now, when we
I will
talk
get the
about
Cobra mower out
lawn
and mow
renovation
behind Dan.
aerating, we use hollow tines to remove a large plug. That can be better for compaction because you're allowing the soil then to move laterally as well as up. So hollow tines are really great for a really compacted lawn. What you do then is you see all the little red dots. That's when we've just cast all of our seed onto the lawn. And some of it, a lot of it, has fallen down into these little plant pots that we've created. We then throw in the blue bits, which are our fertilizer or bio-stimulant. We then throw our topsoil on top, which goes down and wraps it all up nicely. And we get really great seed and soil contact. So then you'll see all that seed starts to germinate. You get more rooting, and then you get new grass sprouting. Creates a much denser lawn. So definitely hollow tine aerating for lawn renovation. Now, if you hire your hollow tine aerator, it's only a spanner, like a 13mm spanner, and you can interchange solid and hollow tines. We were good there.
Yeah, there was somebody just had a problem. They can see us, but they can't see the actual slides. I don't know if that's everybody or just one person. If you, yeah, I don't know whether it's worth just unsharing and sharing again the slides.
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
All right, just to see if it.
Oh yeah. Vin says we're fine. I'm okay.
Everybody else okay.
Yeah.
So it might do that. So I just have to leave and rejoin if you can. Okay, and then there's a couple of questions. I don't know where these. Okay, let's look at the tech issue. Do you pick up the cores afterwards?
Say again, sorry.
Do you
pick up the cores afterwards?
Pick up the cores afterwards. Yeah.
Great question, really regular one. I should have mentioned that really. Yeah. So you've got two options. Generally, you tend to pick up the cores, and the reason for that is because you're about to be walking over it with your fertilizer spreading, seed spreading, top dressing. So it just keeps the surface cleaner. Now, if you're not going to top dress, I don't recommend not top dressing. But if you're not going to top dress, you can leave the sun and the wind to dry those cores and then just drag mat them in. It's basically just free topsoil ultimately. They tend to get collected up just because it keeps a cleaner working surface. You can collect them again with blower the lawn sweepers and with a rotary mower if you don't mind ruining your blade on it. I've got an old blade I leave in for collecting cores up, but I tend to collect the cores up all the time. What's an extra half hour's hard work? It just saves another gym visit. So the hollow tines are what we'll be using for lawn renovations. And the thing about hollow tine then, so this is why the timing is critical. If you've got a really hard, dry lawn, that machine's going to struggle to get in to any decent depth as well. So you need to make sure the soil is still relatively soft, which is why I think spring lawn renovations are probably more popular for home lawn care.
There
We're
was,
looking at just a reminder. Yep.
there was just a question on the holes, basically on the hollow tine holes.
Yeah.
So he says, I have an automatic mower with a wire in the grass. I'm guessing there's a robot mower. How deep do the holes go?
Yeah, so
And
the
how
hollow
deep should I
tines are
go?
going to go in. Yeah, the hollow tines and the solid tines, they're going to go in. Well, let's see. I could whip me ruler. That's going to go in about 1.5 inches. What you'll find, certainly with the machine you see on screen there, there's a little release that allows the tines to drop down, and there's like a double release, so you can release it once, it'll only go so far, or you can release it more and it will go all the way, but they're still only going in kind of 1.5 inches, really. Yeah.
And if
Yeah,
if you know where the wire is, then it might be worth doing a bit more of a manual, like the manual aerator that we showed earlier on, because it just gives you a little bit more control and not let the mechanical get too close to that wire, so give it a bit of a wide berth.
Yeah, definitely going manual around that cable. Yeah, nice. So that's the hollow tine. That is a heavy machine. Won't fit into many cars. If you've got like an SUV, you'll squeeze it in. But I'd recommend, if you're going to hire that, get the hire company to deliver it as well. And that is your manual option. Yeah, that is your manual option that Dan was just talking about using around the outside, where you can't get the machine in, or where you might have cables from your robot mowers. Excellent. Wonder what robot mower you've got. Let us know. We're looking to buy one this year, so we're quite going to be doing a few tests, I reckon. So this is Dan using the aerator. You can see at the bottom here how they're rapidly punching holes in the floor, and you can see the holes that it's leaving behind. Don't turn too tight with a tine aerator. You think there's always a tine in the floor, so give it a big wide berth. But you can see, sorry, that's my dodgy camera work, but you can see those tines punching into the floor.
Right, so we've just finished the hollow tine, and I want to show you now the kind of cores that we're taking out there. What's that, kind of 1 inch long, and you can see we've got that soil is so compacted in there, it's really dense, and you can see the roots, they're small and weak, and this is why we're hollow tining. So what we're going to find now is, because this lawn is so compacted, now we've taken some of the soil from the surface, the soil what's left can move laterally into those gaps and just relieve the compaction. That's going to mean we get much better root development, the roots are going to go deeper, we're going to get gas exchange down in those roots, the fertilizer, the seed, everything now can get down into the bottom of these plant pots, and that will be the start of this new rejuvenated lawn.
There you go. That was one of the last times we used lawn reno. I think that I want to say that was last spring, actually. And there's a poll just come up, actually. Which parts of lawn care are you least knowledgeable about? Scarifying, aerating, seeding, top dressing, or indeed the whole process? Yeah, let us know what you think on that one. I'm just going to put mine in there. Yeah, there we go. Right, so that is what you'd expect. That almost answers the question as well about how deep. You saw how that core came out. We were looking about an inch and a bit.
The other option that we touched upon last week was one of these manual hollow tine aerators. Again, it's another simple matter that you just want to push straight down and wiggle it up and out, and you produce these lovely cores that, as you lift them out, the soil you're pushing into will lift the cores out of here. And the benefit of that is you're actually removing some soil from the surface, and that allows the grass and the soil structure to move into that space, relieving the compaction, certainly of the top 4 inches or so. The other option, as we mentioned, is to actually hire your hollow tine aerator. You've seen some videos of us last year using that in an autumn lawn renovation. The quickest by far, but if you've got a garden this size, kind of 200 square meters, you'll have that done in around about 5 minutes. So worth what we're doing this year is a few of us on the street are all clubbing in to get the hollow tine aerator, and we'll do each other's lawns, because it will still only take probably the best part of an hour. So if you can get a group of you together to do it, by far the most efficient way.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favourite things, actually. That once the lawn wars start, there's no stopping it on the street. And actually, sometimes you're better getting together, a few of you, hiring a machine. Maybe you hire it for an entire week if the weather's a little bit unsure, and then you can just split the bill. You get it delivered, help each other out. It's absolutely brilliant way to get the whole street looking brilliant.